Alright, so here we go. This is a game between Underscore and Cytospawn. I am Cytospawn. This is Cytospawn, the yellow Protoss up at the top, and this is Underscore down here at the bottom, this white. Forgive me if I call Underscore Kyle, as I do know him, and this is me. And I very well may refer to myself as me. White did spawn as random, while Cytospawn, yellow did spawn as Protoss. So white knows what yellow is, yellow does not know what white is. Crazy probe over here doesn't know what he's doing, but that's okay. Man, this is definitely not the StarCraft 2 replay viewer though. Here comes this probe. Both people bringing the probes out about the same time, but white will start the pylon. Well, really close. I think white still started a little bit, yes, a little bit earlier, but pretty much the same. However, Cytospawn did start from farther out, while Underscore did not. Cytospawn, myself, I do have a much better knowledge of this map than white does. So Underscore, not real surprising that he would not exactly know about this wonderful bridge block you can get here. I come down here, scout him. I now know he's top. Well, I guess I knew he was top, but it's the pylon. Comes up here trying to build a gateway. Unfortunately, there's actually nowhere you can fit a gateway in there. Absolutely nowhere. Which saddens him. Of course, I don't know that, and I'm standing here trying to block him or something. You know, attack his probe, stop him from building. And I now have my gateway on the way. Before the 2-minute mark. He has 2 probes up there for no particular reason, as my probe is not stopping him from doing anything. He currently has 460 minerals, so he is probably going for a fast expo, would be my guess. He has his pylon down here. Killed my probe right there. I have my second gateway on the way, with 15 workers, while he only has 13. So I am ahead in the worker count as well. He also has a probe just sitting here, which was not uncommon for me either, but he is going to go for a fast expo, and he's going to build another pylon up here. He still doesn't have a gateway down here, so I'm guessing he's just going to wait for that to warp in. So I guess it could be a quick game if Cytospawn decided to rush him. However, that Zealot is going to stay there, it looks like, and guard that ramp, that little closure there. Trying to build a wall, which by the way works much better in StarCraft 2 rather than StarCraft Brute War. Forge down here. I guess maybe he's going for cannons first. Early protection. Nope, there's a gateway. Alright. So he's got his gateway at about 325 mark, while I have my cybernetics core and another pylon on the way. I now have 15 workers, while he has 16 workers, so he's actually ahead of me in the worker count right now. He has no zealots. I have this one zealot here, but I'm now pumping out workers once again. So he will obviously be ahead of me in the economy because of this expansion as soon as it finishes. His forge is now done, and he's all building his assimilator up here. He doesn't even have it in his main, he's just building it straight up in his expansion. I'm now building foolishly 2 zealots in the same gateway. Do not do that. Just advice. Finished my forge just now. He's building 2 cannons behind his gateway. I have again blocked myself with supply, whereas he is fine. I am 7 ahead, or now 6 ahead in the supply count. Which means I have more workers than he does. I have a photon cannon on the way and a pylon back here. Finally realizing I'm supply blocked. I have 4 zealots, which these 2 cannons could probably hold off very easily. I'm going to realize that and stay out of here. Cybernetics go on the way. has scouted over here, so he knows about this big point. If it could be easily dropped down here. I have not scouted, but Shadowspawn knows this map very well and knows that that's over there, and will not be surprised if he's dropped. Still have not expanded. He has had this expansion for significantly more time, and he has more workers than I do, as my army is much larger. He has 2 zealots, I have 4, and a dragoon. I'm going to try and see if I can attack this, but unfortunately that cannon's there, and he will pull his zealots back in time. He has a shield battery. You will notice Shadowspawn does not. My inside knowledge allows me to know that he does not favor those. He's never liked them, never been able to use them effectively. Tried to, not successful. Underscore does have the 3rd gateway on the way now. Looks like he's probably going to stick pretty heavily to gateway units. Has not received any upgrades on his units. Either has Shadowspawn, who is building 1 dragoon, because he's building 2 units out of both of those. He is getting a robotics facility, teching up, whereas Underscore is not teching up whatsoever. This is Shadowspawn's attempt at, saying, hey, I have an army, by the way, just letting you know. So, that's pretty much a squad, not really an army. Expansion's finally about 3/4 done. Pretty sad about how long it took me. Got a 2nd robo on the way. The other robotics facility is going to finish. And I'm going to think, hey, I want to get something else. Reavers, robotics facility, robotics support bay. And my 2nd expansion is now done, but Underscore is going to start harassing up here, which can be aggravating at times, as I'm trying to micro Food Wars AI, and yeah, it can be very frustrating trying to make sure everything does what I want it to do. He's trying to snipe this unit. You can tell the zealot already only at 60 health. 3 shots from the dragoon and it would die. I do not have a Reaver on the way, as I do not quite have those resources. I'm going to transfer some probes down here to mine from this gas. Dragoon dies, and he's just wailing away here. Here's my Reaver finally on the way. My gateway building, getting my first weapons upgrade, getting the dragoon range upgrade. Does he have that? Having issues. Luckily there's a cannon here and another building. I do have the minerals to do so it looks like Shadowspawn will be building. That probe is trying to block that zealot from getting to the dragoon, but all is lost as soon as it dies, which is quick. But a dragoon quickly comes to replace it, just barely in time. And these 2 dragoons are just sitting here aimlessly, not attacking the warping cannons, which is too sad. Too bad. This Reaver trying to prevent it being spotted because it wants to be secretive, but my dragoon is going to lose this engagement if it does not back up, but it backed up too late. And probe, hero probe right here, attacking this dragoon, going against a 2-killer. But this will give. Eventually I just say, forget it. Reaver, get in there. Finish this up so I can focus on other things. So while doing this, Underscore has not ticked up in the least. Has 1,500 minerals. Just building zealots like crazy. I think he may have been a little bit distracted during that engagement, I guess. But you can see that expansion helps him enormously. He's got it not maxed out, but he's got a good number of workers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9 on minerals there. Certainly not maxed out, but good. He has far more supply than I do. 15 more, which